What's good? Osiris here. And Jimmy Dore just absolutely annihilates politically Nina Turner. And I saw this moment coming. I'm going to show you why. I talked about Nina Turner before and why I was with her and then I'm out on her. If you don't know what happened, Jimmy Dore screenshotted her. He didn't at her or anything. He just screenshotted this. Nina Turner said, "My prediction of the fallout of the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago is that we're probably going to see a bunch of MAGA Republicans call to abolish the FBI." Yeah, no-ish, Nina. Is there any legitimacy to it? Can you blame them? Now, I will say it's frustrating that we can't align on these issues. The FBI just did a raid, and it wasn't on Donald Trump. And so FBI did a raid on the Euros, and it just happened. The only person I heard from it was Nico House and the populist right. The reason why we don't trust each other, the populist right didn't say anything about it. I don't think most people knew. I didn't even know about it, and I'm not really, I'm all over the place. But the populist left's like, well, why didn't you say anything about that? And then now this happens. Now you're in uproar. But to kind of come at people like abolishing the FBI is some bad thing if you're supposed to be a progressive is odd. So Jimmy Dore said, when lefties cheer on the FBI, they're serious about being a Democrat. And in my opinion, Nina got into her feelings. He poked a nerve on that one. Nina replied, and it's you wonder, he didn't say anything about race or anything like that. So her reply is, when Jimmy Dore knocks a black progressive woman for pointing out conservatives' hypocrisy when it comes to the FBI, he's serious about being anti-black and protecting conservatives? Where did that come from? That's not the take at all. And if Nina Turner was about something positive, she would have been like, well, this is a time for us to agree, because we don't all agree on defund the police, because the police are a different issue than the FBI. If somebody runs up in my crib right now, who am I going to call? I'm going to call the police. I'm not calling the FBI. So even though we might not agree on defund the police, I'm fine with reform, but the slogan defund is just crazy. We can agree on abolish the FBI. So let's focus on where we agree on. Instead, she brings up race. Nobody was talking about race. Then she said conservatives were okay with the FBI when it came to the Panthers, MLK, and Malcolm X. Now they have a problem with it. If you have a problem with me pointing that out, you're doing the bidding of these conservatives, which Jimmy is. That's not what you pointed out, Nina. You just said, well, the conservatives are going to say abolish the FBI, so you should have said bet. That's all you needed to say. Now, I think it's fair to say, well, where do you side on these other issues, conservatives? I think the people that I talk to, I don't really talk to any conservatives that support the FBI on the rolling up on the Panthers, MLK, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. I don't know any conservatives that support that. Who name names? Who are you talking about? What Nina's trying to do is conflate the populist left MAGA. These are not your classic conservatives that back in the day were for all these things. It's a whole different group now, Nina. Things are moving fast, Nina. Keep up with us. You're calling conservatives like it's all the same block of voters. Like there's no difference between MAGA or your classic neocons. If you want to know who Nina is, recently the squad turned on her. The progressives in the House wanted nothing to do with her. And here was her response after she lost her congressional race.
Let's talk about the gloves all the way off. You mentioned Pinos, P-I-N-O, progressives and names only. Let's keep it real. The squad did not come in here for you. AOC came in 5 minutes before. They had their reasons. We can't endorse an incumbent. Who are the Pinos? And did the squad and the broader progressive movement let you down?
I don't want to get into the squad. Okay, some of those women are my friends.
What do you mean you don't want to get into the squad? They got into you by just turning their back on you. How are you going to be this? Nina has this exterior as I'm this fighter for the common people. And then he's asked, well, the squad turned their back on you. What do you have to say? I don't want to get into that right now. What? Either you're a fighter or you're not.
Some people were threatened.
Threatened?
Were threatened.
By who?
And, I don't want to get into the threats, but they were.
What? What are we talking about? Are we talking about political? Are we talking about serious? You don't want to get into it. Then why'd you bring it up? You said you didn't want to talk about it. Then you said, well, some of those people that were really, they're supposed to be on my side. And then now Jimmy says this thing. And you have all this energy against Jimmy. That's funny how you have all that energy against Jimmy. But look, when you need energy,
let's keep it
where's your energy now?
real. The squad did not come in here for you. AOC came in 5 minutes before. They had their reasons. We can't endorse an incumbent. Who are the Pinos? And did the squad and the broader progressive movement let you down?
I don't want to get into the squad.
Oh.
Okay, some of those women are my friends. Some people were threatened.
Threatened?
Were threatened.
By who?
And, I don't want to get into the threats, but they were threatened. So, look, I want to leave them to the side. I will say that the Congressional Progressive Caucus was wrong. They were wrong. And I was really glad to see Congresswoman Jayapal in the Punch Bowl article kind of allude to they need to change the way that they do this.
If you don't know this, Progressive Caucus, they endorsed her challenger, who's a Clinton corporatist. So there's no requirements to get into the Progressive Caucus. You can just say, I want to be in it. So you've got all these corporatists in it. And Nina Turner went up against Shontel Brown and lost. And the Progressive Caucus supported her opposition, her opponent. This is her energy.
Woman Jayapal in the Punch Bowl article kind of allude to they need to change the way that they do this. That came from the pressure of the movement itself. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been noticed. I mean, she did mention, the crypto billionaire coming in and that kind of thing, and maybe that's not the way we should endorse.
That's so soft. Like, she came in and was like, maybe this isn't, I think. Do you progressives see why people rally around MAGA and Donald Trump? They don't say, well, maybe I think Steve Bannon is now at CPAC and he said, end the Fed. He's like, oh, I think, or maybe. She can't even say it about some random congresswomen. Congresswoman is, they have power, but it's not like immense power. It's not like a senator. Steve Bannon and CPAC Dallas, they're literally on the stage going after the heart of the beast, the Federal Reserve, where the money starts. Like, that's the most dangerous. You're going after the supply. She can't even go after these fake populists because she's one herself. That's why.
The caucus has got to show that they're different than the Blue Dog Caucus, because if they're not, then they might as well just go ahead and unite with them.
So soft and embarrassing. This is the moment I was out on
Talk
Nina.
about the gloves all the way off. You mentioned
I was out on Nina when she well, I have some replies on this thread said turned on Dore. I think she turned on the American people. I think she turned on not just Dore, the American people. Here's when I knew it. I mean, I was late to the party, but I found out, or I knew it, when she talked about the filibuster. And I was like, huh? How did she talk about the filibuster? Nina Turner tweeted that the filibuster was a legacy of white supremacy. Huh? So I'm like, I guess Bernie Sanders and other Dems were supporting white supremacy when they were for the filibuster. You could argue the filibuster needs reforming if you want, but stop using race as a weapon. Are you serious?
Let us go no further.
This is a bunch of Democrats who are for the filibuster. before they were against it.
Down this road. I hope the Republican leader and I can, in the coming months, find a way to build a firewall around the legislative filibuster, which is the most important distinction between the Senate and the House.
When you were in the minority, you joined plenty of efforts to filibuster legislation.
The big difference is that we were always willing to negotiate in a bipartisan way. Mitch McConnell isn't.
Why would you not think this is the beginning of the end for the filibuster?
We cannot fail on key things to our democracy like S1, and everything's on the table.
No, I'm not crazy about getting rid of the filibuster.
At the end of the day, we have to end the filibuster. It is just unfair and undemocratic for a minority of the Senate to prevent what the majority of people want in this country, in the House, and in.
So Nina Turner just said the filibuster is based on this legacy of white supremacy. 2019, the person she used to work for, Bernie Sanders, said, I'm not so big about getting rid of the filibuster. You see the little nose swipe.
Crazy about getting
little tell
everything's
there.
on the table.
No, I'm not crazy about
There's the nose swipe.
getting rid of the filibuster.
At the end of the day, we have to end the filibuster. It is just unfair and undemocratic for a minority of the Senate to prevent what the majority of people want in this country, in the House, and in the Senate.
No, I'm not crazy about getting rid of the filibuster.
Everybody I've talked to believe that the legislative filibuster should stay there, and I will personally resist efforts to get rid of it.
I think the filibuster is going to be a defining debate for our party, whether we want to start delivering real results. We need to deliver on the demands, not of Democrats, but of Americans who want to see their government function.
What about that nuclear option, doing away with the filibuster?
Well, I can tell you that would be the end of the Senate as it was originally devised and created going back to our founding fathers.
Does it mean you should get rid of the filibuster?
Well, we should obviously take a look at it. If it's going to stop essential business for the United States Senate, we have to reevaluate it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So when I saw that, and I was late to the party, when I saw Nina Turner tweet that the filibuster was a legacy of white supremacy, that is the moment I did a video. You can go to the channel, my other channel, Stuck in the Middle, and search, and you'll see me say, I like Nina Turner's passion. I used to. She's completely corporatized now, but I used to like her, but I was like, when she did that, I'm out because I can't trust you. So no surprise that she goes after Jimmy. Jimmy didn't say anything about race. Jimmy's never shown anything to be racist or anything like that. She went after him. If you're just joining now, so Jimmy criticized Nina, and Nina said when Jimmy Dore knocks a black progressive woman, he's serious about being anti-black. No surprise if you've been paying attention. The squad is fake. Nina Turner is fake. I'm going to end with this. I really like Proud Socialist on Twitter. And Proud Socialist, to me, is way more genuine than any of these other people. And Proud Socialist had a tweet about this. And this is what this was really my criticism for Nina Turner. And I kind of had a similar criticism for Comic Dave Smith. So it's not just the propist left. So Comic Dave Smith, if you don't know, is a libertarian, and I hope he will be the nominee for president for 2024, which is a big deal to spread the message of liberty. He's great. But Steve Bannon said, end the Fed. And I said, well, libertarians, why aren't you propping this up and giving them credit or, running with it? I'm not a master communicator, but you should be, in my opinion, using this to convert people over to liberty. He's got people clapping for ending the Federal Reserve. And then Comic Dave Smith replies like, we've been on this for a long time. Bro, I know you've been on it for a long time. I know you guys put me on it. I know you've been on it. But to see Steve Bannon doing it, let's jump on board and see how you can use this to, and I'm sure they will, but I was surprised at that response. How can we use this to get more people to the side of liberty? Same thing with Nina Turner. Same thing with Nina Turner. Why can't we use this to get people united? Who cares if, I agree, the populist right is ignorant or hypocritical because it won't talk about when the FBI did things on the other side that should have been done. But here's what I like. Ryan Knight, proud socialist, said the FBI unlived Fred Hampton and has a well-documented history of infiltrating and destroying movements that challenge the capitalist oligarchy, so anyone who is calling to abolish the FBI is correct, while anyone who is praising the FBI for raiding their political opponent is wrong. So he's just setting up straight up there. He's not sacrificing. I don't agree with him on the capitalist part, but who cares? If we agree on the abolish the FBI part, then let's go. And I replied, I'm not going to reply with what I disagree with. I disagree with most of that. We are absolutely aligned on that. And Fred Hampton was a figure who brought people together from all different walks of life. That's what made him dangerous, and that's why he was unlived. And that's exactly the opposite of what Nina Turner does. Let me know what you think. Take care.